UC Davis basketball, 9-4 in the Big West for Riverside. UCD 8-5, and they're playing each other Thursday. A couple other matches. God, what am I, English coming up as well. Coach Jim Les joins us. Coach, it's Dave, it's Jason. Good morning.
Good morning, man. How we doing?
Well, I might tell you, Coach, last night my sophomore son in Division 6 was with his teammates cutting down the net. He's 5'10". We're hoping he'll grow a little bit more, but I'm not telling you where or who to scout, but had 4 points, played some great defense last night, a couple of steals. Just maybe something to consider for your program in a couple years. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, I love it. Anytime you can cut down the nets at any level, that's a huge accomplishment.
How is the week gone for you so far, Coach? Let's just start there.
Yeah, we go on the road last week down south and get 2 wins. That's always a good trip. I like we talked about this last week. All teams at this stage, no matter what season, NBA, high school, college, the integrity of the practices and continuing to get better, put you in a position to win late. And all of us are judged by how we finish a season. And the most important games are ahead of us. And in a lot of respects, we control our destiny. And so we're just trying to, one day at a time, get better, great focus at practice, great energy. And hopefully it leads to finishing with a strong push here. Okay. I want to cut down the nets like your son.
Yeah. Coach, winning is really all that you're trying to accomplish, but sometimes it's how you do it. You had a variety of the wins last week. You had to go overtime against Long Beach, but you won, and then you won the other game with a little more comfort. I guess, like I said, in the end, it doesn't matter as long as you win, but do you, experiencing kind of both sides, having to really fight to win and having one more comfortable, what's the value in each of those?
Yeah, I think the value is, one, individually, continuing to encourage guys, watch tape individually. A lot of guys were continuing to do a lot of skill work and skill development as the season goes on. And those guys continue to progress and gain confidence in their game, leads to kind of collectively, us understanding, we're about our defense. And when we hold teams under 70 points, we got a pretty darn good chance of winning. And so it's staying focused on that end of the floor. I think sometimes emotionally, psychologically, makes and misses, a lot of times determine maybe your defensive effort. And we're trying to encourage guys that regardless of what happens on the offensive end, the defense controls our destiny, and having 5 guys locked in with great communication and energy. And it's not always perfect, but it's amazing what hustle can make up for if you make mistakes. And that's kind of who we've been. So it's been fun to watch this progress.
UC Davis coach Jim Les joining us. Coach, you said something in your first answer about the integrity of practices. Would you mind expanding on that? What makes a practice have or not have integrity in your words?
Well, I think if, let's say, you have a starting unit, and we've been pretty consistent with our starting unit all year, but, if those guys aren't coming to practice with the right mindset, and maybe you have guys on the second team that are outplaying those guys in practice, well, and we film every practice, we stat every practice. So, I'm watching that practice, and in order for that practice to have integrity, I've got to say, you know what? I've got to talk to that starter who maybe is not giving us the effort, execution, and practice that we want, and continue to encourage that backup guy. And at some point, if that doesn't change, I got to put that guy in the starting lineup. Because otherwise, and I've been on both sides of that equation as a player, if you think, hey, I'm going to give effort every day as that second string or third string guy, but it never results in changing of the role, now I'm going to lose focus. I'm going to lose that energy and that intensity to go to practice and work. And now, we're not challenging those starters. So that to me is really important. And that has a lot to do with just me being in different roles on different teams over the course of my career. And, I remember times going to practice every day, busting tail, and it never resulted in a change in a role. And it's like, after a while, is it really important for me to work that hard if nobody's going to notice, or if it's not going to change my status?
Coach, I'm thinking about a second crack here at Riverside tomorrow. You played them the last time. I mean, it really could have gone your way, a tough 2-point loss. How much do you kind of lock in on the same or similar game plan, or is it like, look, okay, we watched film of that game, here's a few things we want to change? How similar do you approach that game with Riverside tomorrow night when you host them?
Well, one of the reasons, we love league play as coaches is, that second time and sometimes even a third time if you see them in the conference tournament coming up in March. But, it's the chess match of, how they defended us, how they defended certain actions and adjustments we can make versus, how we're going to defend them and maybe change some things up. So you love that chess match from a coaching standpoint and trying to do things, but we don't want to be too different. We are who we are at this point in February, but little tweaks here and there, sometimes that's a possession or two or three that you can steal some points or maybe take away something that they want to do. And, it gives you a chance to win a game that's, and all these games we're playing in are going to be really close. So those possessions are important.
Actually, I should say 3 or 4 at home, with the exception of this Saturday down in San Diego. Tomorrow night, UC Riverside at UC Davis before you guys go to Hawaii, unfortunately. Saturday, March.
You guys are making that trip, aren't you?
I agree, Coach.
Well, Marsh always does. Marsh always figures out a way to get on those Hawaii trips for football and basketball, so we got to figure it out.
I think it's important that we have that 3-team radio crew in Hawaii for moral support.
Hey,
yes.
By the way, Coach, I know you know this. I don't know what you're flying, but Southwest gives you 2 bags, including a golf bag. So I mean, maybe we bring the sticks and you get away from the team for 4 hours. Let's go.
That sounds good to me. Let's do it.
Coach, always a pleasure. Good luck this week. Looking forward to talking to you in a week at 6:44. Always appreciate your time.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. I played golf in Hawaii with Coach Les.
Yeah, I would too. But he's like 4 hours away from the team. I could tell that part.
Yeah, did you see it?
He was like,
He's stuttering. He's like,
I like you guys. I like golf. But
that's too much. I'm good with the phone conversation. We'll take a break. When we come back, it's getting crazy in Dallas.
How crazy is it?
So crazy that it's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, great line, Dave. Plus a word from Gonzalez Law. We'll do all that next.
You never know what you might